Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, my brother, Shabbat, Shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat, Shalom, Judah, Shabbat, Shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. We read it, not the Torah. We read it from the prophets, the wisdom books and the Psalms. Can't forget about the gospel and the epistles and all the letters in the New Testament. This the new covenant congregation of Israel. We authenticator, seeking out the lost sheep of the house of Yehuda, singing praises to Yahweh and his son Yeshua. Now all the men of Israel rise on up. We be say the commandments. Look, mama, no fringes. His mercy endures forever. Blessed to see another Sabbath, the Sabbath day of the week, where all his saints gather. Shabbat shalom, my brother. Shabbat shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, Judah. Shabbat shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Lead the world out there. Sisters, cover your hair. Brothers, gird your loin. Deacon, blow the ram's horn. Now sit back and listen. What the Spirit saying to the churches. Keep his commandments, law, statutes, and judgments. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 and 5. Whoever said the law was done away with Israel, they lied. What part of forever that they don't understand? As it is written, his saints will take the land. Now invite the angel that stand at the door to come in and sup with us, and us with him as we read out of this great legacy, the greatest love story ever told, more valuable than silver and gold. Many are called, but few are chose. Yahweh willing, we make it home. Shabbat shalom, my brother. Shabbat shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, Judah. Shabbat shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, my brother. Shabbat shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, Judah. Shabbat shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, my brother. Shabbat shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, Judah. Shabbat shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. We read it, not the Torah. We read it from the prophets, the wisdom books and the Psalms. Can't forget about the gospel and the epistles and all the letters in the New Testament. This the new covenant congregation of Israel. We authenticator, seeking out the lost sheep of the house of Yehuda, singing praises to Yahweh and his son Yeshua. Now all the men of Israel rise on up. We be say the commandments. Look, mama, no fringes. His mercy endures forever. Blessed to see another Sabbath, the Sabbath day of the week, where all his saints gather. Shabbat shalom, my brother. Shabbat shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, Judah. Shabbat shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Lead the world out there. Sisters, cover your hair. Brothers, gird your loin. Deacon, blow the ram's horn. Now sit back and listen. What the Spirit saying to the churches. Keep His commandments, law, statutes, and judgments. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 and 5. Whoever said the law was done away with Israel, they lied. What part of forever that they don't understand? As it is written, His saints will take the land. Now invite the angel that stand at the door to come in and sup with us, and us with Him as we read out of this great legacy. The greatest love story ever told, more valuable than silver and gold. Many are called, but few are chose. Yahweh willing, we make it home. Shabbat shalom, my brother. Shabbat shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, Judah. Shabbat shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, my brother. Shabbat shalom, my sister. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. Shabbat shalom, Judah. Shabbat shalom, Israel. This means peace on Yahweh's Sabbath. About the gospel and the epistles and all the letters in the New Testament. This the new covenant congregation of Israel. We authenticate, seeking out the lost sheep of the house of Yehuda, singing praises to Yahweh and His Son Yeshua. Now all the men of Israel rise on up when we say the commandment. Beyond the surface, beyond the surface, beyond the surface, beyond the surface. The prince of this wicked world, the god of confusion. Got black folk experiencing of strong delusions. Got ears that can't hear, mouths that won't speak, eyes that can't see that this curse is so deep. Deaf, dumb, and blind, committing sin, crime, repent. Oh, Israel, we're running out of precious time in the land where they saying Yahweh is dead. And you wondering why the innocent blood is shed. That's cause Satan's in the earth, he's walking to and fro, doing what he's told, meeting his status quo. Tempting man with pleasure and wickedness, denying the master, saying don't keep his commandments. Our wisdom and our knowledge in the sight of nations, but you love earthly riches than salvation. That means get safety from tribulation and wrath. The broad way leads to death, and narrow is the path. Preach the gospel, spread the good news. The son of Elohim, Yeshua, king of the Jews, not king of the Christians. Nothing they do Christ like. They criminals of Yahweh, outlaws in His sight. Same-sex marriage is okay with the president. That old serpent, the devil, is controlling the government. No prayer in the school system, no truth in the black churches. That's food in our neighborhoods, children killing with no mercy. Look beyond the surface and show yourself approved. Do your own research, seek the spirit of truth. Beyond the surface, beyond the surface, beyond the surface.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to the Beyond the Surface program. My name is Yosef ben Israel, and I'm the elder priest of the Cultural Center of the New Covenant Congregation of Israel. We're located at 3901A Covenant Highway, Indicator, Georgia 30032. Our phone number is 404-286-5869. The website is www.thencci.org. Again, welcome to the Beyond the Surface program. Today's topic is the controversy of the Jews. Let me repeat that. The controversy of the Jews. Now, if you watched this program before, you know you must have your Bibles out to follow along with what we're talking about today. White and black Christians have been deceived for a very long time by a people that claim to be God's chosen people. But God's chosen people are written about in the Bible. And the writers of the Bible did not look at other people's skin color to determine their nationality. The writers spoke of nations of people. According to the Bible, the word Jew is just short for Judah. Judah is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. God's chosen people have been in the land of Israel for nearly 80 years, and there is still no sign of the other 11 tribes. Are they also white, like God's chosen people? And another controversy about God's chosen people is that they have never had one moment of peace since they came into the land in 1948. Where is their God? Why has He allowed His chosen people to be at war all the time? But white Christians never ask those types of questions because they really do not understand the Bible. The Renaissance paintings make them think that everyone in the Bible is white. And so they have never checked to see if these people were truly God's chosen people. If these are God's chosen people, they are supposed to be a holy people because their God is holy. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 11, verse 44 and verse 45. Leviticus chapter 11, verse 44 and verse 45. For I am Yahweh your Elohim. You shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and you shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall you defile yourself with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am Yahweh that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your Elohim. You shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. Now, do those people act like they're holy to you? The chosen people. Y'all call the chosen people. Do they act like they're holy? Let's continue. I'm not just the rabbis. I'm talking about all of them. Not only over there, but over here in America. Do they act like they're holy people here in America? Let's continue. Let's go to Leviticus 19, verse 1 and 2. Listen what it says here. Now, Yahweh speaking through Moshe, right? Look at what he says. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, You shall be holy, for I, Yahweh, your Elohim, am holy. There it is again. Do you understand the word holy? Holy means to be set apart for a special use. Like, remember in the Ten Commandments, Moshe, Yahweh told the children of Israel, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Keep it separate from other days of the week. And that makes that day holy. Well, the same thing with His people. We are separated from the rest of the nations. We didn't ask for this separation, but we're commanded to be separate. We are a holy people. No one else on this earth is holy. Holy. You can't look at the Pope and say he's a holy man. He's not. You can look at your Christian preachers and think that they're holy. They are not holy. They're religious people, so they can't be holy. Let's go to Exodus 19, verse 1 to verse 8. Exodus 19, verse 1 to verse 8. Look at what it says here. In the third month, when the children of Israel came forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. For they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount. And Moshe went up unto Elohim, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, You have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you up unto myself. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine, and you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moshe came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which Yahweh commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All that Yahweh has spoken we will do. And Moshe returned the words of the people unto Yahweh. So this is a proposal. But when he says, You shall be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation, again I ask you, does that sound like the people over there in the land of Israel, or the people that are here in America? Do they act like a holy people, or a kingdom of priests and a holy nation? Let's continue. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 15 and 16. Because Peter's letting you know that what we just read about when Yahweh said, You shall be holy, for I, Yahweh, am holy. Well, Peter remembered that. So that he included it in his epistles. Let's see it. Let's see. This is 1 Peter chapter 15 and 16. But as he which hath called you is holy, so be you holy in all manner of conversation. Because it is written, Be you holy, for I am holy. Again, remember what the word holy means. It means separateness. Let's continue. You know, some people have a problem with being holy, or being separate from other nations. Let's understand something. There's nothing wrong with being holy. So when we say that we're separate from other nations, that's what Yahweh wants us to do. That's what he wants us to be, a separate people. So it's not about what you think is right. It's about a certain people in the earth that are not like anyone else. So we can't unify with the heathen. We can't unify with white people. And we can't unify with black people because black people are Christians, are Muslims. There's nothing holy about being a Christian. There's nothing holy about being a Muslim. So we have to separate ourselves from black people also, because they don't understand what the Bible is saying. But when you read words like this, Be you holy, for I am holy, that doesn't mean anything to black people. It doesn't mean anything to white people either. But it means a lot to us. It answers a lot of questions. Because once we're separated from black people and from white people, you don't find any crime among us. You don't have any controversy among us. We know who we are. Let's continue. White Christians ignored the second commandment, and so white Christians have been easily deceived. Let's read about that second commandment. Let's go to Exodus 20, verse 4 to verse 6. Exodus 20, verse 4 to verse 6. Remember now, white people love their images. But let's look at what Yahweh said about that. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So white people have been deceived by the paintings of the Renaissance period. So they think Christ is a white man. They think God is a white man. So they don't realize that Yahweh does not deal with skin color. He deals with nations. But they've been deceived by their own images. When it expressly says, thou shalt not make unto you any graven image. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them. For I, Yahweh thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So if you have an image, that means you don't love God. You love that image. And look at some of your black churches. They got an image of Christ in the church and even in their home. So they hate the God of this Bible. If you got an image in your house of the white man's God, you hate the God written about in this Bible. You hate Yahweh. You hate the creator of all things because you're looking at an image of what you call a God. This God here, this God is invisible. So how can you make an image of him? Now let's continue. Let's go to Romans chapter 1, verse 22 to verse 23. Romans chapter 1. Let's see what Paul said about your images. And this your boy Paul. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 22 and verse 23. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible Elohim into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Let me read that again. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. So that Paul speaks against your picture of the white man's God. Paul speaks against that. Have you never read this? Let's continue. Let's go to Acts chapter 15, verse 13 to verse 21. Acts chapter 15, verse 13 to verse 21. And after they had held their peace, James answered, saying, Men and brethren, hearken unto me. Simeon have declared how Elohim at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name. Well, do you remember what happened with Cornelius and his household? Peter went to Cornelius because Cornelius, being a soldier in the Roman army, had worshipped the God of the Jews. And an angel told Cornelius to go down to that Jew named Peter, and he'll tell you what you ought to do. So, starting with Cornelius, eternal life was open to the Gentiles also, and that's this whole thing. What this whole thing is about: living forever. It's not about going off to heaven when you die. It's not about the rapture. It's about living forever. We are supposed to be in the image of Yahweh, and part of his image is his eternal life. We are supposed to have eternal life, but because Adam and Eve fell in the Garden of Eden, now we all die. This is verse 15. And to this agree the words of the prophets as it is written, After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after Yahweh, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith Yahweh, who doeth all these things. Known unto Elohim are all his works from the beginning of the world. Wherefore my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among the Gentiles are turned to Elohim, but that we write unto them that they abstain from pollutions of idols, and from fornication, and from things strangled, and from blood. For Moshe of old time hath in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath. He said, don't pollute yourselves with idols. Well, that's exactly what white Christians have done. They have polluted themselves with idols of their God. And James told them, don't do that. It said, don't fornicate, and don't eat things strangled from things that are strangled and from blood. White Christians eat blood all the time. They call the meat rare. But you're supposed to boil all the blood out of that meat. But as Christians, they can do what they want to do. Let's go to Matthew 22, verse 15 to verse 22. Matthew 22, verse 15 to verse 22. Then went the Pharisees and took counsel how they might entangle him in his talk. And they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true, and teachest the way of Elohim in truth, neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? Is it lawful to give tribute unto Caesar or not? But Yahshua perceived their wickedness, and said, Why tempt you me, you hypocrites? Show me the tribute money. And he brought unto him a penny. And he says unto them, Whose is this image and superscription? They say unto him, Caesar's. Then saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto Elohim the things that are Elohim's. When they had heard these words, they marveled, and left him and went their way. My question is this. Why did not Christ recognize Caesar's image on that coin? The Pharisees recognized it, but the Messiah did not recognize him, because he knew that that was an image of a man. So he did not even regard him at all, because when you got an image of a man, that means you worship that man. That's why I say, who is this image here? The Mashiach is 30-some years old now. So he's been in the land all his life, but he's never seen an image of Caesar. Doesn't reach for that. White Christians' morals are being destroyed by those people they believe are God's chosen people. Let's start this off in Leviticus 18 and verse 22. Leviticus 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind it is abomination. Christians, you used to then have that kind of wickedness in your churches. So who's pushing that type of lifestyle? I know it's not white Christians. And it's not black Christians either. So what black Christians are doing are accepting that lifestyle in their congregation. But where is that coming from? Well, look at your movies. And on television, the same thing is being promoted. Well, who runs the movies? Who runs the television? For this lifestyle to be promoted like that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abominations unto Yahweh, thy Elohim. Look at what's happening out here. You got men wearing dresses. You got women wearing pants. And when they walk, when women walk in those pants, they do not walk like women walk. They walk like men. But again, what happened to white Christians? Why are you allowing this in your land? Have you not read that? Oh yeah, that's right. Christians say you don't have to do what God says do anymore. So you open the door up for Satan to come in and destroy you. So that's what's happening here. Since you refuse to keep these commandments, you refuse to keep the law, you allow Satan in your country. And he's defiling you. He's defiling you and making you practice homosexuality, transgenderism, and all kinds of immorality. Why? Because you thought that these people can be trusted because they're chosen, that God's chosen people. No, they're not. Listen, what they want to do is to destroy white Christians. Now, some of you may find that hard to believe because these are God's chosen people, right? Why should they want to destroy some other people? Well, you can find that out by reading their Talmud. And they'll tell you all about how they want to not only destroy white Christians, but to enslave white people. Did you not know that? How is it that I know it and you white people don't know it? They want to destroy you. They want to destroy white Christians, and they want to enslave white people. That's written down in their Talmud. And you allow these people into your country? Well, you deserve what you get. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9 and 10. It's saying basically the same thing. But again, this your boy, Paul, y'all say he brought Christianity to the Gentiles, right? Well, that's some of the stipulations that Paul put on the people that believe in the Messiah. It says in 1 Corinthians 6, verse 9 and 10, know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Elohim? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, that's you white people, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Elohim. But you allow that in your country. So, in other words, what you allow in your country will not be part of the kingdom of God. But who's pushing this agenda? White people would never push this agenda on its own people. So we got the chosen people pushing that agenda on white Christians. But these supposed to be God's chosen people, right? So what we have here is then God's chosen people hate you. They want to destroy you. God's chosen people, the one you send billions of dollars every year in money and in military equipment, they hate you. Haven't you seen some of those videos of Americans visiting the land of Israel and the people of Israel, the people in the land spit on Christians? They throw rocks at them. Haven't you seen those videos? They hate white people. They hate black people too, but they hate white people with a passion. They can't stand them. But yet, you send your tax dollars over there every year to help those people out. Where is their God? Let's continue. Really? Let me read this right quick. Let's go to Romans chapter 1. verse 24 and 27. 24 through 27. Wherefore Elohim also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of Elohim into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause Elohim gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, and likewise also the men leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. Well, the recompense of their error is death. And Paul said, you deserve to die. Let me stop here and invite you out to the Cultural Center of the New Covenant Congregation of Israel. Again, we're located at 3901A Covington Highway in Decatur, Georgia, 30032. Our phone number is 404-286-5869. The website is www.thencci.org. We have a prophecy class every first day of the week, which is Sunday at 11 o'clock. Come on out and see what the prophets are saying that are written about in the Bible. And if you cannot join us in person, you can join us on Facebook and on YouTube. We have a history class every third day of the week, which is Tuesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Come on out and read about your history, because you're not going to get your history out of the public school system. No one wants you to know your own history. You have a glorious history. The Bible talks about your very beginnings. Come on out and see where you come from and who you are. Because white people are not going to tell you who you are. See, they want a perpetual slave. A slave does not know who he is. When they freed the slaves, why didn't they go back to where they came from? Because by that time they had forgotten their resting place. So come on out and see where you come from and why you are here in America. We have also a sisters only class every fifth day of the week, which is Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. You can join the sisters on Zoom. And lastly, we have a Sabbath service every seventh day of the week, which is Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Come on out and see what it is like to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. The prophecies say that all 12 tribes will Yahweh bring back into the land, not just who people say are the chosen people, not just the Jewish people. All 12 tribes are supposed to return. But all you got are Jewish people over there. Where are the rest of the tribes? Can they explain what the rest of the tribes are? You say you're Jews. So where's the tribe of Benjamin? Where's the tribe of Levi? Where's the tribe of Issachar? Where's the tribe of Asher? Where's the tribe of Zebulun? Where are the rest of the tribes? You've been there nearly 80 years, and none of the other tribes have shown up at your doorstep. You're in the land. How come the rest of the other tribes are not in the land? White people, have you ever asked that question? You say the Jews have come home, but what about the rest of the tribes? Where are they? Let's look at that. Let's go to Isaiah 11, verse 11 to verse 16. Isaiah 11, verse 11 to verse 15. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Adonai shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. That's us here in America. That word islands, it's a translated word, but it means the coast of the earth. So that's how far out we have been scattered to other lands. He said, he said, let me read that again. It shall come to pass in that day that the Adonai shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Let me read that again. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Did you know the earth had four corners? It's in the Bible. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Ephraim is a name that's given to the rest of the 9 tribes of the children of Israel. And they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west, and they shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hands upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. Edom will be those people that say that they are Jews. And Moab and Ammon, they call themselves Palestinians. And Yahweh shall utterly destroy the tongue of the Egyptian sea, and with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river, and shall smite it in its 7 streams, and make men go over dry shod. And there shall be a highway for the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, like as it was to Israel in the day that he came up out of the land of Egypt. Let's go to Isaiah 43, verse 1 to verse 7. Isaiah 43, verse 1 to verse 7. But now, thus saith Yahweh that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. He did not say, but now thus saith Yahweh that created thee, O Jewish people, and he that formed thee, O Jewish people, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am Yahweh thy Elohim, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore will I give men for thee, and people for thy life. That's how much love Yahweh has for us, that he will kill people over us. Fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east, and gather them from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the ends of the earth, even everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory. I have formed him, yea, I have made him. Now that's all the tribes of Israel. Let's continue. Let's go to Isaiah 66, verse 19 to verse 21. Isaiah 66, verse 19 to verse 21. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those nations that escape of them unto the nations. Let me read that again. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to Tarshish, Pul, and Lud, that draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off. They have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory. And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto Yahweh out of all nations, upon horses, and in chariots, and in litters, and upon mules, and upon swift beasts, to my holy mountain, Jerusalem, which saith Yahweh, as the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel unto the house of Yahweh. And I would also take of them for priests and for Levites. There are no priests and Levites over there in the land today. There are rabbis, but where are the Levites? See, this is the controversy of the Jews. Let's continue. Ezekiel 36, verse 24 to verse 35. Ezekiel 36, verse 24 to verse 35. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries and will bring you into your own land. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and you shall keep my judgments and do them. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your Elohim. I will also save you from all your uncleannesses, and I will call for the grain and will increase it, and lay no famine upon you. And I will multiply the fruit of the tree and the increase of the field, that you shall receive no more reproach of famine among the heathen. Look at the land today. Has this happened? Then you shall remember your own evil ways and your doing that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abominations. Not for your sakes do I this, saith Adonai Elohim. Be it known unto you, be ashamed and confounded for your own ways, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Adonai Elohim. In the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the ways shall be builded. Well, if he's going to cleanse the children of Israel from all their iniquities, then why are they over there being attacked now? Where's their God? If you cleanse those people from their sins and iniquity, that means no one can come against your people. Let's continue. The desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that pass by. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and the desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. Does the land over there look like the Garden of Eden to you? If it doesn't look like the Garden of Eden, then the children of Israel have not returned yet. So those people over there in the land, they're not Yahweh's people. But you white Christians, you thought they were. All because of the paintings of the Renaissance artists. Because they painted everybody white. So those people look white to you. So they must be God's chosen people. You are so foolish. But this had to happen in order for the prophecies to come to pass. The controversy of the Jews is that they are not Jews. We have never read in the Bible where the Jews call themselves Jewish. Now, the Mashiach was called, the wise men came to Jerusalem and said, where is he that is born king of the Jews? Not the king of the Jewish man. We're not Jewish. We're born Jews. Just like there are people that are born Levites, there are people that are born Benjamites. We are born Jews. We are of the tribe of Judah. We are of the house of Judah. So people have never even seen the phrase house of Judah, nor have they seen the phrase house of Israel. Why? Because they don't read the Bible. White people have convinced black people that they don't have to read the Bible. The reason being is that you're going up to heaven because you are a Christian. So what's the point of reading the Bible? If you're going off to heaven, the Bible don't mean nothing to you. But that's how Satan deceives you. Satan has deceived the whole world, especially Christians. Let's continue. Let's go to Revelation 2, verse 8 and 9. Revelation 2, verse 8 and 9. And unto the angel of the church in Smyrna write, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. You white people, you let the synagogue of Satan in your country. How long do you think America's supposed to last with the synagogue of Satan in here? Let's continue. Let's go to Revelation 3, verse 8 and 9. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. You got it in two places here. There have been people that have been pretending to be us since this was written in 96 AD, for nearly 2,000 years. They've been pretending to be us, and you white people being asked questions. Are you really the Jews? Because our fathers didn't believe in pictures. There were no paintings of our fathers. But just because these people say they are Jews, why didn't you check that out? Do you know right now, in the land, it is forbidden for anyone to take a DNA test. You got to wonder why. They don't want you to know they've been lying to you since they came out of Europe. Let's go to Isaiah 66 and verse 5. Isaiah 66 and verse 5. Hear the word of Yahweh, you that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahweh be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. Well, believe it or not, they are brothers. The synagogue of Satan, they are brothers. Well, they have always had an issue with us because they know who we are. And they're not telling anybody that, and they're not telling black people that either. Black people are the chosen people of God. And they don't know it. But see, if you're the chosen people of God, you have a very great responsibility. You have to carry yourself a certain way. And to do that, to accomplish that, all you got to do is keep the law. Christ kept the law. Well, if he kept the law and you'll follow Christ, why don't you keep the law? Paul kept the law. You read Paul all the time, but you don't keep the law, the same laws that Paul kept. Why? Let's continue. Let's go to Obadiah, verse 10 to verse 18. Obadiah, verse 10 to verse 18. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. These people had a big hand in the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade. the chosen people had a big hand in that. They made the boats. And they had slaves over here in America. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners to enter into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldst not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldst not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. Now this is what they did to our fathers. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as you have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. Now this is what happens when you don't read the whole Bible. Those people over there, their days are numbered. Especially since they realize that Yahweh has visited us here in America and have waken us up and shown us what the book is actually saying. They know their days are numbered. Not only do they know that their days are numbered, but Satan knows his days are numbered too. Because Yahweh is waking his people up all over America. Black people started to realize black ain't getting it. Who we are and where we come from is what's getting it. So they're studying this book just like we have. And they're learning a whole lot of things just like we have too. So Yahweh's poured his spirit upon his people. And they can look over there in that land and see, well, that's not right. We're supposed to be there, not them. Let's continue. Let's go to Ezekiel 35, verse 10 to verse 15. Ezekiel 35, verse 10 to verse 15. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. Therefore, as I live, saith the Adonai Elohim, I will even do according to thine anger, and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all their blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, they are laid desolate, they are given us to consume. Thus with your mouth you have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Thus saith the Adonai Elohim, when the whole earth rejoices, I will make thee desolate. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. Well, Idumea is another word for Edom. Edom is the brother of Jacob. And Edom, or Esau, has had a perpetual hatred for his brother Jacob. We're looking at that hatred beginning thousands of years ago. That hatred is still there. They make fools out of us every chance they get. Let me continue. All right, let's go to Isaiah 34 and see what it says about our brother. Isaiah 34, verse 1 to verse 10. Come near, you nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Idumea is Esau, and the people of the curse are black people who are still under the curse. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh have a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Their days are numbered. And the wild ox shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses, for the controversy of Zion. Yahweh sees there's a controversy with these people. What is the controversy? Their perpetual hatred and the murderous attitude toward Yahweh's people. That's the controversy. Also, that they're trying to be us. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Well, that is the very spot where the lake of fire will begin, and the land of Idumea. And over time, for 1,000 years, you're going to see a man, the false prophet, and the beast in the lake of fire for 1,000 years. And eventually, that lake of fire is going to consume the whole earth. And the people that are left in this earth, the saints of the Most High know that there's a new earth, a new heaven and a new earth that's going to be created. So we'll wait for that. But you Christians, you Muslims, you don't know what this book is saying, because you have been given over to worship other gods. You don't worship the God of Israel. A Christian has never called on the God of Israel, and the Muslims never called on the God of Israel. So those people that claim to be us, they're going to be destroyed because they blaspheme. You cannot blaspheme Yahweh. You cannot blaspheme his people. So their days are numbered. Again, like Satan knows his days are numbered, and the unclean spirits that are in the earth know that their days are numbered. Why? Because Yahweh has woken up his people. That's not a small thing. That is explosive. It brings to the lie that people have been telling all our lives, that we're Negroes or they were black. No, we are the chosen people. We are the house of Judah. The people in the Bible, the Mashiach looked like us. The apostles looked like us. Because Yahweh only dealt with his own people, not with outside people. He never dealt with Christians. He never spoke a word to Christians. God never spoke a word to Christians. He only spoke to the children of Israel. He only spoke to the Jews. So that in itself makes us separate from the rest of the people of the earth. So don't get upset because we want to stay separate from y'all. Yahweh let us know that he loves us and cares for only us. If you want to be saved, you got to come through us. Thanks for joining us. Yahweh bless you and keep you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.